In the art of the tank, they should have won, and they were about to do it. No, they let it just slip away. Now they're just tanking and just flaunting about it. It's disgusting. Welcome back to Week 3 NFL Power Rankings. Here we do it in 4 divisions. The bird/horses, the mammals, the working class humans, and the warrior class humans. Each division has 8 spots. Let's get started. We are going to have the mammals division. Last week in 7 and 8, I had the Bears and Panthers. Somebody has to go in 8 and somebody has to go in 7, so Bears in 8, Panthers in 7. But they're both equally not looking good in my eyes, so yep, they're in the bottom. Last week at number 6 and 5, I had the Bengals and Bills. However, this week at number 5, I'm going to have the Rams. They look much better than I thought they were going to, I will admit that. But they're still struggling a little bit to start. Again, it's only been 2 weeks, so I think they're going to do much better. They're going to get number 5. In number 6, I've got my Bengals. I put them up 1 spot because I think they played better. We're now seeing that Joe Burrow is definitely hurt. It looks like he might go on injury reserve, so the Bengals cannot be higher than this right now. Not in those situations, not with 2 losses, as much as it hurts me. They're going to be at number 5. And I honestly, the way it's looking, maybe they should put Burrow on injury reserve. Let him rest. Let's not give him the old Andrew Luck treatment, please. Pour yourself a fresh subscription to TSST. Last week at number 4, we had the Rams, but this time it's gonna be the Lions. They lost, but they kind of held in there, and I really think that they are not a Lions team that we've seen before. I really think they're gonna be the real deal this year. Still, they're gonna have to be at number 4 for now. At number 3, last week I had the Jags. This week I have the Jags. That's right. They look pretty good. I think Trevor Lawrence is really coming into his own. I think this is a spot that they deserve, and we'll see if they can manage to keep it going forward. At number 2 last week I had the Lions, and I was comfortable putting them there last week. This week, it's going to be the Bills at number 2. I think they came back. They had a defiant win against the Raiders. They really showed them who was boss. I think that's the Bills team that we're going to see for the rest of the season. So they're going to be at number 2 because, well, they were still embarrassed week 1. So number 2 for the Bills. And number 1 for the Mammals. I'm going to have to give this one to the Dolphins. Last week I had the Dolphins. They're 2-0. They're leading their division, and they look like a solid team. Number 1 for the Dolphins. We're going to have the birds and horses division. Now, last week, I had the Cardinals at last. And this week, I'm going to have the Cardinals at last. They could have beaten the Giants. They had a commanding lead. I said it last week. In the art of the tank, they should have won, and they were about to do it. No, they let it just slip away. Now they're just tanking and just flaunting about it. It's disgusting. Learn how to tank better, Cardinals. You're at number 8. 7 last week was the Seahawks, but they're going to move up a few spots. This week, I'm going to have to do the Broncos. Sorry, Broncos, you're perpetually bad. You get 7. Be thankful that the Cardinals are there to keep you out of number 8. At number 6 last week was the Colts. At number 6 this week is the Colts. And at number 5, the Seahawks are going to take the Broncos spot from last week. The Seahawks are looking like a decent team, a very mid team. I don't know if they're going to make playoffs. If they do, it's going to be a lower wild card, but I don't think I'd be surprised anymore. They're going to keep number 5. At number 4, last week I had the Falcons, but this week it's going to have to be the Jets. Sorry, Jets. Zach Wilson's terrible. Your defense is really good, but Zach Wilson is terrible. You're not going to keep doing well. You're going to do all right. Your defense is going to keep the score low, but Wilson's not. He's not going to do it for you. I'm sorry. You're at 4. Top 3 last week was Ravens, Eagles, Jets. Well, not so much this week. At number 3, we're going to have the Falcons. They're 2-0. They're leading their division. They get number 3. I don't think they're a very good team, but they're 2-0. They're leading their division. They get number 3. At number 2, we're going to have the Ravens. They look pretty good. They beat up my Bengals. That was upsetting. But we still kept it within 3 points, and it looks like Joe Burrow's pretty banged up. They've got some injuries on their side. If Joe Burrow's truly hurt, I kind of think they're going to win our division. So, yeah, they're going to be number 2. And at number 1, I'm going to have the Eagles. Yes, they're 2-0 also. I don't think they're technically leading their division, but their division has 3 2-0 teams, so I don't know. The Eagles look like the Eagles of last year, though, and the Eagles of last year were a really good team. In fact, I think they were in the Super Bowl. So yeah, they're gonna take the lead. Number 1 for birds and horses, the Eagles. Cheap. Next, we're going to have the working class. Yes, last week we had the Giants and then the Steelers. Well, this week we're going to have the Texans and then the Giants. The Giants did come back, which is why they get to be in the number 7 spot. But you shouldn't be getting yourself into 20-point deficits to begin with. So I don't believe in them. Plus, they're playing the Cardinals. So yeah, they're number 7. Texans are number 8. Next up, unfortunately, I'm going to have the Browns. I'd like to put them higher, but losing Nick Chubb and the fact that Deshaun is really not looking good, like he's not doing well, I don't know if their offense is going to be able to put up enough points. And they lost to a very beatable Steelers team, so they get knocked way down. Where were they last week? They were number 3 last week. They're going to have to be number 6 this week. At 5-4 last week was the Saints and Packers, but the Saints and Packers, they need to move up. So at number 5 is going to be the Steelers. Yes, they beat the Browns, and the Browns do have a very good defense. So they get a little respect there, but I really still don't think the Steelers are a good team. And their offense, I guess it was okay. I don't know. I'm not high on them. I also hate the Steelers, so they're lucky to be this high. It's my list. Number 5. At 4 and 3 respectively, we're going to have the Saints and then the Packers. The Saints are 2-0. However, 3 teams in their division are 2-0. I think the Packers are a better team from what they've shown than the Saints, even though the Packers are 1-1. So yeah, it's still going to be Saints-Packers for 4 and 3 based on that. So there you go. And at 2-1 for the working class humans, staying the same as last week, will be the Cowboys and then the 49ers. Cowboys are looking like a pretty good team this year. A very good team, in fact. The 49ers, I think, are looking like just a little bit better of a team. Brock Purdy is being as good as people had hoped, as much as I had hoped. I think the 49ers they're a championship game looking team at this point in the season. Cowboys, I'm not going to say aren't, but I'm going to give the 49ers the edge over the Cowboys. Cowboys 2, 49ers at 1. Now we have the Warrior class. And last week, I had the Titans and then the Patriots at 8 and 7. But this week, I'm going to have the Patriots and then the Titans at 8 and 7. Yeah, the Titans are 1-1, but I still don't think they look like a very complete team. The Patriots are 0-2, and they definitely don't look like a complete team. So 8 Patriots, 7 Titans. Last week at 6 and 5, I had the Commanders and then the Vikings. However, this week, we're going to change that to the Vikings and then the Chargers. Both of these teams look like they might be able to be teams. I don't believe in them, and I don't believe in the coaching overall on them. I think the Chargers are really going to charger all this season away. I don't see them going that far. I think they're going to be like an 8 and 9 team. Vikings probably the same, so they're going to take 6 and 5. Last week I had Raiders Bucks in 4 and 3, but this week going to have the Commanders and then the Bucks. Yeah, the Commanders 2-0. Again, the NFC has 7 2-0 teams, so it doesn't really make you stand out that much, but I'm going to give them the number 4 spot. Bucks are going to get the number 2 spot. Guess what they are? 2-0, but they're also an NFC team. I'm just going to let them have it at number 3. I don't think the Bucks are going to stay there, but hey, take advantage of the 2-0 and let's get a little loose with it. And then for 2-1 this week, last week I had the Chiefs at number 1. However, I get to put them at number 2 because the Raiders are leading their division undefeated. So I'm going to put the undefeated, yes, I've just been mentioning how many 2-0 teams there are. Doesn't matter. I want to knock the Chiefs down a peg. That's right, Raiders. Number 1, Chiefs number 2 for the Warrior class humans because the Raiders are higher in the division. Yeah! So that'll wrap up the Warriors. Well, folks, that's going to wrap up my power rankings for this week. Feel free to let me know what you think about them in the comments. Probably that they're pretty terrible, or that my categories don't make sense. And to be fair, they're pretty terrible, and my categories don't make much sense, but hey, let me know who you would put where in the comments. Let's have some fun with it. Cheers.